My name's Aaron, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. Looking forward to this review. And today I am reviewing Montblanc Explorer against Creed Aventus. We got this Creed Aventus from when we bought the other Creed fragrance, so we know this is like genuine. Before I started these reviews, I did not know there was so much fraudery with these fragrances. I think it's kind of nuts, you know. And the lot number for this is C422-1VQ18, I think. And Creed uses beech tea, absolutely, and ethyl methoxycinnamate, which is a sunscreen you absolutely would have to with this, otherwise it would go off. I'm sort of quite curious about these batch numbers. Interesting the way there is so much batch variation. I would love to get a early bottle of Aventus and see, because I don't know whether this is a urban myth that the very first bottle was different to this bottle, and that is a review that I'd like. So if anyone out there has a couple of bottles of what they would consider the great batches of Creed Aventus, please get in contact with me, because that's a review I think I'd love to do. I think you'd love to see it as well, because I'd love to really delve into it and see what the actual difference is. Do we have our two little bottles of Montblanc and Aventus? I'll be engaged with the high self. Let's get testing. So I'm going to apply the Montblanc Explorer and the Aventus to this arm. When you smell them side by side, they are different. This smells different to the I reviewed Aventus a year ago, and this smells different to what I remember. This smells completely different. That is like really bizarre. This smells more pink pepper and less of that smoothness around the middle. How strange. When pink pepper is taken up too high within a formulation, and when I'm saying too high, the percentages increase. That's kind of what I mean. In Perfumer, we do percentages of different things, and it's quite important to get the percentages and ratios kind of right, the background stuff. When pink pepper goes up too high, it becomes not spicy, it becomes too sharp. Pink pepper is lovely, but it's too sharp. I'm just really detecting the citrus and the pink pepper. I'm not detecting that gorgeous, smooth core. In Aventus, there was always that lift, cleanness, smoothness, sort of smokiness, and it was all sort of combined. It was it was again groundbreaking. That's really missing from this. Isn't it gone? The Montblanc Explorer does smell different. It smells pineapple-y, oak moss, and broxin based upon citrus backbone, but it's robust. It lasted 2 hours last night. This I cannot smell, and I think these are at £250 now. On a personal note, if you'd like to know how I feel about this, I could never put out any fragrance that its performance wasn't strong. I mean, I just could never do it. I mean, I'm aware that people are buying these fragrances with their money, and £250, whatever it is, £180 to £250 fragrances. There's so much money. I cannot smell it at all now. I can smell the lily of the valley raw materials. That's it. And I can smell the Montblanc Explorer. What I would do, actually, is if you're struggling for the performance, is I would put the Montblanc Explorer on first and then put this over the top. I think you would have that sort of strength added to it. But I cannot smell anything. Another question I'm very curious about for people who love this fragrance and who love this brand, when you go shopping for it, what are the consultants saying about the brand being brought out, about what was in that book, about the batch variation? What do they say? I'm very, very curious, because it's so different. I'm just very, very curious, because I would be embarrassed. Never mind. On to my final thoughts. I mean, they are just like miles apart. The Aventus, I don't know if this is a bad batch, or I don't know if it's been sat there in heat, oxidizing, or kind of whatever. It's completely colorless as well. And I know as well there were some batch variations, and there's some of the Creed Aventus were really dark. I'd be quite interested to smell those as well. I cannot smell it. I can smell the oak moss mixed with the tiny bits of pineapple mixed with the pink pepper. That's all I can smell. I'd be devastated if I got this. This is strong, robust, wall of fragrance. So I'm going to apply this over the top. This, I mean, I just don't like the construction of this. It's got like a sort of a off sort of vanilla-y smell to it. The same way I can put it, so it smells a bit off, but it's better. It's picked it up. It's pushed out there, but the pink pepper is a bit over the top now, but it's better. So if you're having problems with this, the Creed Aventus, put the Montblanc Explorer, or just buy the Montblanc Explorer. So I'll go through my marks. I think they are similar, but very, very different. I think the Montblanc Explorer, for the price, was it £60? Pretty awesome. This, I can smell nothing on my skin at all. Quite like the two combined together. I mean, I think it's a bit unfair to mark this for £180. I mean, I'm going to mark it like a 7. I quite like the smell of it. I quite like the DNA of it, but I think it's like a shadow of its former self. As I said, I'd love to smell the originals in it. Please leave your comments below. I do read the comments. I'm very interested as what you think for the batch variations. I'm really interested of what Creed is saying when you go to the boutiques and you buy them. I'd like to be educated. What the earlier batches were like. Do you think it's like an old wives' tale that the original batches were stronger, or is it? I mean, I've noticed the difference between this one and the one I reviewed last year. I can't smell it at all. What was that, like 5 minutes? Leave your comments below. Do you prefer Montblanc Explorer? Do you prefer Creed Aventus? Is there any other Creed Aventus things that you would like me to try? I don't really want to do it, but I may do it of getting all the ones that are Creed Aventus and all the other ones which are in this sort of category, and doing that top 10, all that sort of stuff. But we'll see. So if you love that review, thumbs up and subscribe for fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands, and lots of fragrance views. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.